Crescentwood Mall was once a bustling shopping centre, but now it stood abandoned and silent. Intrigued by its history, I decided to explore its forgotten halls. As I wandered through the wreckage, I noticed strange graffiti on the walls, almost like coded messages. Curiosity got the best of me, and I took pictures of the cryptic writings. Little did I know, these messages were more than just graffiti. That night, as I reviewed the photos, I noticed a faint figure lurking in the background. The next day, I received a chilling email from an unknown sender. It contained one of my pictures, but now the coded messages were deciphered. The email read, "You're not alone, they watch." Feeling unnerved, I decided to visit the mall again. This time, I brought a friend for support. As we explored, strange occurrences started happening. Doors slammed shut, and eerie laughter echoed through the empty corridors. My friend suggested we leave, but I was determined to uncover the mystery. We found a hidden room with an old journal, revealing the tragic tale of a young girl who disappeared in the mall years ago. It seemed she had left the coded messages as a cry for help. As we continued reading, the temperature dropped and the lights flickered. Suddenly, the journal flew from our hands and the coded messages glowed on the walls. A voice whispered, "They're still here." Terrified, we ran for the exit, vowing never to return. Oak Hill Mall had always been a favorite among shoppers, but one day it was abruptly closed due to an unexplained tragedy. As an urban explorer, I couldn't resist the allure of its hidden secrets. Inside the abandoned mall, I felt an eerie presence, as if something dark was lurking in the shadows. The air was heavy with a sense of foreboding. As I ventured deeper, I stumbled upon an old bookstore filled with dusty books. Among the books, I found a worn journal detailing strange occurrences and sightings of a ghostly figure haunting the mall. Rumors circulated that the mall was cursed, and the ghost sought vengeance for a terrible injustice. As I read on, the lights flickered, and a chilling wind swept through the store. Suddenly, the ghostly figure materialized before me, its eyes filled with sorrow and anger. I froze, unable to move or speak. The figure whispered haunting words of warning, urging me to leave before it was too late. I heeded its warning and ran for the exit, vowing never to return. Oak Hill Mall was a place of darkness, and I couldn't escape the feeling that the curse still lingered, waiting for its next victim. Brook Mall had been abandoned for as long as I could remember, and the rumors of its hauntings fascinated me. Armed with a camera and a curious mind, I ventured into its forgotten halls. From the moment I stepped inside, I felt an otherworldly presence. The air was thick with the energy of lost souls. As I explored, I encountered strange phenomena. Doors opening and closing on their own, eerie whispers echoing through the empty corridors. In one corner of the mall, I found an old carousel, frozen in time. Its once vibrant colors had faded, but it seemed to come alive as I captured it on camera. I couldn't explain the feeling that someone or something was riding it. As I continued my exploration, I came across an old theater, its seats tattered and torn. To my surprise, the projector started playing an old film, casting flickering images on the screen. It was as if the past was trying to communicate with me. Suddenly, a ghostly figure appeared before me, its face twisted in anguish. I could feel its pain and sorrow, as if it was trapped in the mall, unable to find peace. It spoke to me in hushed tones, sharing its tragic story of loss and despair. Overwhelmed with emotion, I promised to help the lost souls find closure. I returned to Brook Mall many times, trying to uncover its secrets and bring peace to the restless spirits. The encounters were chilling, but I knew I had a mission: to shed light on the darkness that haunted the mall and offer solace to those trapped in limbo. As an urban explorer, I've always been drawn to abandoned places, but Briarwood Mall had an aura that sent chills down my spine. Its faded grandeur stood like a ghost from the past. Ignoring my unease, I ventured inside with my camera, hoping to capture its haunting beauty. As I moved through the desolate hallways, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Strange noises echoed around me, and shadows danced on the walls. A sudden cold breeze made me shiver. My heart raced as I came across an old, torn teddy bear lying on the floor. It seemed out of place, surrounded by broken glass and debris. Entering a long-forgotten store, I heard faint giggles that sent shivers down my spine. My flashlight flickered, adding to the eerie atmosphere. I quickened my pace, trying to shake off the feeling that I wasn't alone. In the mall's center, a once bustling food court now lay abandoned. Tables and chairs were overturned as if people had fled in a hurry. I sensed a presence, and my camera started capturing unexplained orbs of light in the darkness. As I was about to leave, a strange force seemed to pull me toward the mall's upper level. I climbed the creaking stairs and stumbled upon an old sign that read, "Playland Arcade." The sound of arcade games filled the air, though the machines were long gone. Suddenly, an old-fashioned music box started playing on its own, its eerie tune echoing through the empty space. I made my way back down, but the feeling of being watched intensified. Panic gripped me as the mall's exit seemed to get farther away. I ran, my heart pounding in my ears, until I finally burst through the mall's doors, gasping for air. Northgate Mall had been abandoned for decades, and its dark history intrigued me. As I explored its decayed remains, I felt an overwhelming sadness. The place seemed haunted by the memories of its past. One day I stumbled upon an old photo album filled with pictures of families happily shopping at the mall. I felt a connection with those long-forgotten faces, and I couldn't shake the feeling that they were trying to communicate with me. As I delved deeper into the mall's history, I learned about a tragic fire that had claimed the lives of several shoppers. I realized that the mall was haunted by the souls of those who had perished. One night, I heard faint whispers calling my name. A shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, beckoning me to follow. I hesitated but couldn't resist the pull. The figure led me to a hidden passage, revealing a chamber filled with old mannequins. Their lifeless eyes seemed to watch me, and I felt the presence of the lost souls. Terrified, I tried to leave, but the figure blocked my path. It spoke in a mournful voice, telling me their story and begging for release. With a heavy heart, I promised to help them find peace. Since that night, I've dedicated myself to unraveling the mysteries of Northgate Mall. The spirits still linger, but I believe that one day they'll find the closure they seek, and the mall's dark legacy will finally be put to rest. We found a hidden room with an old journal, revealing the tragic tale of a young girl who disappeared in the mall years ago. It seemed she had left the coded messages as a cry for help. As we continued reading, the temperature dropped and the lights flickered. Suddenly, the journal flew from our hands, and the coded messages glowed on the walls. A voice whispered, "They're still here." Terrified, we ran for the exit, vowing never to return.